Breaking now at noon, an Orlando girl is dead after an incident at Orlando Speed World Dragway. What we know about the 7-year-old junior drag racer. Plus, a standoff in a Clermont apartment complex turns deadly. The screams that triggered neighbors to call 911. And fighting for better pay. Right now, dozens of Brevard County firefighters and community members are rallying in Viera. Their pleas for competitive pay and better work-life balance.
WESH 2 News starts with breaking news.
And we're following several breaking stories right now at noon. The first in Orange County, just heartbreaking. A 7-year-old girl has died after a track incident at Orlando Speed World Dragway. Now, the Dragway posted this picture on their Facebook page. They say Elianice Diaz Rodriguez died on Tuesday following her junior dragster race, which happened on Sunday. We're told she had just celebrated her 7th birthday and attended Eastland Christian School in Orlando. Orlando Speed World Dragway is just off East Colonial Drive near the 520 in East Orange County. We are still working to find out exactly how this happened and what kind of vehicle Rodriguez was riding in. We'll have much more on that story throughout the day. We're also following some breaking news in Brevard County. Right now, dozens of firefighters and community members are rallying outside the Viera government building asking for better pay. We first told you last week when negotiations were stopped because county commissioners and the fire union just couldn't come to an agreement. WESH 2's Megan Moriarty is live in Viera right now. And Megan, you just spoke with the fire union president.
And they're very impressed with the turnout. You can see here behind me, these are all the people who have come out today. It's not just firefighters or fire chiefs. These here are teachers, some members of the teachers union, school board, and we even have County Commissioner Katie Delaney here as well. So a lot of support from a variety of different groups here. And the reason that they are here outside the government building is to get the attention of county government and specifically those county commissioners that they believe are not supporting them. Now, like you mentioned, we did just speak with the fire chief, or the fire union representative, rather, and he said that he would really prefer to have higher pay. Right now, the retention rate for firefighters in the area is not great. They're down 79 firefighters. And you can see Katie Delaney here. She's one of the commissioners for District 1. She is speaking right now. You're going to hear more from her coming up at 5. Right now, covering Brevard County, live in Viera, Megan Moriarty, WESH 2 News.
All right, Megan, and we want to turn to your forecast now because if you haven't noticed already, spring temperatures have arrived in Central Florida. It will be another afternoon in the 80s, Cam, and it's going to get even hotter.
That's right. I just actually updated our 7-day forecast, and I made the temperatures even hotter as we go into next week. But today, though, still pretty warm. We're going to be climbing into the low 80s. Keep in mind our average high for this time of year should be in the low 70s. So with a high of 84 this afternoon, Sanford, 83 in Orlando. This is unseasonably warm. Even our coastal locations will see those highs climb into the 80s as well. We're already at 78 in St. Cloud, 80 already in Sanford. Good afternoon, DeLand. You're currently at 80 degrees as well as 80 degrees right now in Daytona Beach. Here's a look at our satellite and radar presentation. You can see that light southwesterly flow allowing that warm air to really pump into Central Florida. No rain to track on the radar and just a few clouds out this afternoon, allowing those temperatures to warm up. So we will see highs again in the middle to low 80s. We will see partly cloudy skies, a pretty mild night ahead. And again, we are staying rain free, and being rain free will allow those temperatures to continue to go up. I'll show you how hot it'll get, especially as we head into next week coming up.
All right, Cam, and we are expecting to get new information about a deadly standoff in Clermont. Police say a woman was murdered, and then the man who shot her killed himself. WESH 2's Bob Hazen reports the trouble started when neighbors heard that woman screaming. Now to Volusia County, a 71-year-old woman was hurt after she was hit by a truck that was pulling out of a parking spot in Daytona Beach. This happened yesterday afternoon near the Silver Beach Avenue beach ramp. Volusia deputies say the 84-year-old driver just did not see the woman sitting in her chair, striking her and running over her head. Deputies say the driver didn't notice they hit anyone until they were chased down by a witness. The woman who was struck is expected to be okay. Today, the man accused in the Orlando home invasion that killed a pastor's wife will be in court to face first-degree murder charges. Police say the suspect, Ronald Dwayne Davis, posed as a community officer to force his way into Lucy Pat Curl's home last week. They say he beat her and robbed the home. Curl died yesterday from her injuries. Loved ones say she was in a coma this week, suffering a brain bleed, but family took her off life support. She was 85 years old. All right, we are now learning new details about an Orange County middle school teacher who is accused of enticing minors to commit sex acts on video. 25-year-old Italo Brett Bonini was arrested on federal charges. WESH 2's Paula Tristan Arruda went to the home he lives in with his parents. And Bonini has a detention hearing set for February 10th at 10 a.m. in the Orange County Courthouse. Orlando police have arrested a man they say threatened a store clerk with a knife. Investigators say Rodney Clemens was upset over the price of a drink and a cigar. So they say he pulled out a knife out of his backpack and threatened to kill a 7-Eleven clerk. The victim says Clemens also pushed stuff off a table and threw a bottle at him. This happened back on January 25th on Edgewater and West Colonial Drive. Clemens is facing several charges, including aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. The White House is walking back President Donald Trump's proposal that the U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip. As NBC's Alice Barr reports, the Trump administration is also under fire for plans to cut federal aid and the federal workforce. All right, we are following some breaking news right now out of California, where California utility company Southern California Edison says it's likely that its equipment sparked one of the Los Angeles area fires that broke out last month. Now, this fire did not result in any deaths or homes damaged, but it happened at the same time, and it was in the area of two other fires that killed at least 29 people and destroyed thousands of homes. We'll stay on top of that development there. And still ahead, a shocking collision between two aircrafts. The video prompting federal investigators to probe yet another alarming incident at one of the nation's busiest airports. Plus, we have a traffic alert to tell you about. Part of the busy downtown Orlando road will close during rush hour tonight. A special cause that will have people walking down Orange Avenue in high heels.
Closed captioning is sponsored by Rubenstein Law. Injured? Call 1-800-FL-LEGAL.
You're watching WESH 2.
Today, crews will finish bringing to shore the majority of the American Airlines plane that crashed into the Potomac River. Operations will then shift to removing the remainder of the Army helicopter. This as the FAA and NTSB investigators are looking into yet another accident involving two aircrafts, this time in Seattle, where one plane clipped the tail of another. NBC's Tom Costello has more. Today, we could find out more about how $133.5 million in federal disaster recovery funds could be used for Hurricane Milton recovery and mitigation efforts in Volusia County. Last month, the county held 4 public meetings about the Transform 386 initiative. Volusia County residents could voice their opinions on how they wanted those funds to be used. There will be a public hearing today at 5 at the Thomas C. Kelly Administration Center in DeLand. Important recovery efforts still there, and it's important people participate, right, and have a say in what happens in their communities.
That's right.
All right, for us, what's going to happen is higher temperatures. It's like almost feeling summerish, dare I say?
Yeah, it actually is. These temperatures that we're feeling this upcoming weekend and into next week are going to be temperatures we normally don't feel until late April or early May.
Wow.
So we're getting a head start already on what feels almost like summer out there. Let's take a look at our 2 top morning headlines. So we are expecting that record heat this week, near record heat, excuse me, and then more fog on the way. Let's talk about the fog first, because we are expecting that come tomorrow morning. We are watching for some patchy fog once again, and then by late morning that fog should clear on out. Here's a look at our fog tracker come Friday morning. 6-7 o'clock during the heart of that morning drive, we will see lower visibilities, and that fog will likely be a bit more widespread than what we dealt with this morning. Right now, though, as we take a live look outside, look at how beautiful it is out towards New Smyrna Beach. Lots of sunshine that's allowed us to warm up in the 80s. 80 right now, Daytona Beach, 81 New Smyrna Beach. We're currently at 79 in Titusville. Out the door right now, we are at 80 in Sanford, 80 in DeLand, and a very warm 80 in Kissimmee. Satellite and radar showing very few clouds. We are noticing no rain in the forecast, which is great news if you have any outdoor plans for today. We'll top out around 84 this afternoon in the City Beautiful with lots of sunshine, and tonight will be mild with partly cloudy skies ahead. Tomorrow morning, we'll start off in the low 60s once again. Highs tomorrow afternoon will be back in the 80s, but before we get there, though, we are going to start off in the upper 50s for areas north and west, low 60s in the metro. Highs again across the board will be in the 80s for tomorrow afternoon for your TGIF. We are going to stay dry, and that will be the case into the upcoming weekend as well. 84 the high Saturday, 85 the high on Sunday, getting hot because there's really no rain in sight. Looking ahead for next week, this ridge of high pressure just sits over us. What that does is allows us to warm up. However, with that high just off to the east, we could see a spot shower Monday. I only have a 10% in, so we're not expecting anything widespread. Again, with that high over us, showers are going to be very limited for next week. No fronts heading our way, so that means no cool down either. So that is definitely reflected here in your Central Florida certified most accurate forecast. It is going to be warm, and then we go from warm to hot by next week. Look at that Sunday high of 85 degrees. Wednesday of next week, 86 degrees. So it is going to be quite toasty here in Central Florida. We are going to see very dry conditions as well. A 10% chance of rain for a spot shower on Monday, possibly Tuesday as well. And that is it. So we are in for a stretch of warmth and dry conditions.
All right, Cam, thanks. Well, it may be hard to believe, but some shows are beginning to wrap up their seasons already. That includes Lopez versus Lopez. The plot twist the stars believe will likely catch fans off guard during the finale.
50% off. Call now for a free New Year's quote.
Every morning, WESH 2 News Sunrise is here with live coverage of what matters most to you from across Orlando and Central Florida. When it's breaking news you're looking for, we've got it.
Happening right here in Orlando.
When it's an accurate forecast you want, we've got it.
Sunshine this morning, but clouds this afternoon.
When it's a clear view of the road ahead you need, we've got it.
It's impacting those westbound drivers here.
Get up and go with everything you need to know, because we've got it all here on WESH 2 News Sunrise, starting weekdays at 4:30 a.m. Jason Guy on WESH 2 News.
NBC's Lopez versus Lopez wraps up its third season tomorrow night right here on WESH 2. The comedy has explored the dynamics of reuniting an estranged father and daughter. But as Mark Barger tells us, some other relationships are in the spotlight for the season finale. And you can watch the season finale of Lopez versus Lopez tomorrow night right here on WESH 2 at 8:30, and then stick around for the day's top stories on WESH 2 News at 11. MegaCon Orlando opens today at the Orange County Convention Center. It's one of North America's largest comic, sci-fi, anime, and gaming events. 4-day and single-day passes are still available. MegaCon runs through Sunday. One of the stars who will be meeting fans, I should say, is comedy legend Hank Azaria.
Come see us, Orlando.
Oh, he's so funny. He is probably best known for his iconic voice acting work on The Simpsons. In addition to MegaCon, he will also be performing tonight at Orlando's Plaza Live with his Easy Street Band and a concert tribute to Bruce Springsteen. Azaria and WESH 2's Jason Guy spoke this week about his obsession with the boss since childhood and explained how Springsteen connects with The Simpsons.
You take Al Pacino, young Al on one end, and Bruce Springsteen on the other end. In the middle there was Mo the bartender, right dead central there, between Springsteen and Pacino.
All the money from the Plaza Live concert tonight and from his MegaCon appearance will go to charity. Still ahead at noon, expanding career opportunities for people with special needs. We are introducing you to this week's community champion.
Closed captioning is sponsored by Advent Health.
A warm welcome awaits in St. Pete, Clearwater, where the sun is shining and the weather feels just right. Plan your getaway at visitspc.com.
I'm Greg Fox. On the next WESH 2 Investigates, during the COVID-19 pandemic, when we were all fighting to stay healthy, businesses were struggling to keep their doors open. Crooks were stealing our money.
They're taking it from all of us.
Sports cars, multi-million-dollar mansions, COVID loan fraud. We talked with the top local prosecutor who's fighting to get our money back. WESH 2 Investigates tonight at 6.
Summer Knowles on WESH 2 News. Local, live, late breaking. WESH 2 News starts now.
Preparations for the departure of large numbers of Palestinians from the Gaza Strip in line with President Trump's plan for the territory. As NBC's Yasmin Vasuian explains, the Palestinians have vehemently rejected this proposal. All right, back here in Central Florida, we are warming up to the 80s again. First Warning meteorologist Cam Tran here talking about these near record highs, Cam.
That's right. We will be nearing those records by the end of the week into the upcoming weekend. The calendar is indeed winter, Nancy, but it does not feel like it at all this afternoon. In fact, by this weekend, we're looking at a high of 84 degrees on Saturday, 85 the high on Sunday, guys. That's only going to be about a degree shy of tying the record high for both of those days. Even tomorrow, quite warm, 83. This afternoon, already warming up. 79 right now in the city, beautiful. Good afternoon, Sanford. You're at 80 degrees. We're at 80 degrees right now in DeLand and 80 right now in Daytona Beach. So very warm day, all thanks to this southerly flow. And we are seeing on our satellite and radar just a few clouds out this afternoon. No rain to track. Those little specks of greens you see, that's a couple of brush fires that are burning out there this afternoon. The rest of the day today, spring-like warmth. We'll top out at 84 degrees this afternoon. Keep in mind our normal high is supposed to be right around 74, so we're running about 10 degrees above average. A mild night tonight, and then once again, we are tracking some patchy fog. I'll show you where we are expecting that fog to develop. Come your TGI Friday. That's coming up.
All right, Cam. Well, these three men are in jail, each facing a murder charge in a deadly shooting from last year. They are charged with the murder of 24-year-old Derek Brown Jr. in Ocala. This happened last June when police say they responded to Brown's triplex and found him on the living room floor. Brown was later pronounced dead at the hospital. The three suspects are 22-year-old Blaze White, 21-year-old Frederick Lowe, and 18-year-old Zayshawn Webb. They were already in jail or prison on unrelated charges. Orlando police need your help finding a driver who hit a bicyclist. Take a look here at this video. The crash was caught on this traffic camera back on January 3rd. You can see the black SUV there hit the bicyclist at South Kirkland Road and Raleigh Street and then just keep going. The bicyclist was seriously hurt. Police say the SUV might be a Honda CR-V or similar. You're urged to call Crime Line if you recognize it. Today, a Central Florida woman accused of having ties to a Venezuelan gang will be in court. Marqueña Sanchez was arrested earlier this week in Kissimmee with her boyfriend, Lenin Gonzalez. Federal agents say they found drugs like cocaine and heroin in a duffel bag in their apartment. Agents say the duffel bag also contained nearly $5,000 in cash, a scale, and ankle monitor charger. The two are being held on no bond in the Osceola County Jail. A man is in jail facing charges accused of leading Marion County deputies on a dangerously fast chase. Deputies saw the driver speeding out of a club parking lot.
Marion, we're going to be 10. There is minor traffic.
You can see there as deputies try to stop him. He pretends to pull over but makes a U-turn and then speeds off. The chase hit speeds of more than 100 miles per hour. Deputies eventually forced the car off the road.
Don't move! Don't move! What in the world were you thinking?
Driver Al Johnson Jr. is facing fleeing charges. An Orange City police officer is off the road and under investigation. Jamaris Brown is accused of accessing a computer electronic device without authority and misdemeanor stalking. He turned himself in Tuesday night after a sheriff's office investigation. He's been on administrative leave since late November. Brown was served paperwork with intent to terminate employment with the police department. He has 3 days to appeal that or the department will fire him. Deputies in Osceola County are investigating after finding skeletal remains. This was in a field near a church on East Earlo Bronson Memorial Highway. Investigators believe the remains belong to an adult man and no foul play or criminal activity is suspected. Detectives believe they know the man's identity, but if you have information, they want to hear from you. Give the sheriff's office a call. And state lawmakers are expanding the My Safe Florida Home program. This started last year to help condo owners make upgrades to their homes to prevent hurricane damage. Current law requires a unanimous vote from unit owners to participate. The bill would lower that to 75% approval. Another change would limit participation to condo buildings 3 stories and higher. Lawmakers will consider the funding and the bill during next month's legislative session. The Orlando Magic are ready to wrap up their 6-game road trip while they are heading into tonight's game with a little pep in their step. But first, this week's community champion is filling in the gap. How a local organization is helping adults with disabilities with more independence in the workplace.
Closed captioning brought to you by National Floors Direct.
What does Central Florida's most accurate forecast look like?
It's rising before the sun to go through the models. It's forecasting changes to help you plan with confidence. It's keeping you updated as severe storms move through, from sunny skies to stay inside.
At WESH 2, we understand Central Florida weather.
That's why WESH 2 First Warning Weather is certified the most accurate 17 years in a row by WeatherRate. This is what accuracy looks like, and it's only on WESH 2 News.
New nonprofit social enterprise is looking to expand career opportunities for people with special needs. Tectonic partners with local organizations to bring free workshops on cell phone and tablet repair to people who are neurodivergent in hopes of exposing them to a future career in the field. Jason Eichenholz founded Tectonic after his son Jonathan, who has autism, would throw his phone in anger. But Jonathan would also be fascinated with updating cell phone software. Jason realized in an industry that's in need of 20,000 jobs, well, he could help those on the service cliff get exposed to one more career option. It's what makes them our community champion.
What we're finding is no one asks people with special needs what they want to do. They're told what to do. What we want to do is change the paradigm and say, what part of this do you like? And create a career path around the thing that lights a fire and ignites a spark within them.
So Eichenholz started working on the curriculum with the Cellular Telephone Industries Association 2 years ago at the Consumer Electronics Show. Since then, the organization has also received $1 million state appropriation to create the training program. And this is just the start of what Tectonic is hoping to achieve. Coming up at a little later today, we're going to have much more on their incredible story. And remember that you can always nominate someone to be a community champion. Do you know someone with a history of doing good in Central Florida? WESH 2 News wants to know about them. Nominate those with a track record of giving back for a WESH 2 Community Champion Spotlight. You can email us details about your nominee to communitychampion@wesh.com. They could be featured right here on WESH 2 News. Stepping out in support of domestic violence awareness, how you can help shine a light on what it means to walk a mile in her shoes. Plus, honoring students with parents in the military. Will introduce you to the semifinalists of the Military Child of the Year Award that are from the Space Coast.
First Warning Weather on WESH 2 is sponsored by Morgan & Morgan. Dial pound law on your cell phone.
A major honor for local students with parents in the military. Out of 900 nominations across the country, there are a little over 100 semifinalists for the Military Child of the Year Award, and 3 of them are from our Space Coast. 17-year-old Hadley Fuller and 15-year-old Christian Tillmans and 15-year-old Athena Suliashvili. Hadley has lived a busy life. She's dual enrolled at Eastern Florida and will be attending UF in August. She's volunteered at hospitals, and this weekend she'll run in her first marathon. And she was right by her mom's side when she went through brain surgery. She hopes the nomination highlights the importance of the Space Force, where her mom serves.
You know, there's so much going on in space that nobody really knows about, and it's the things that you don't know about that are bound to hurt you the most, right? So having like guardians actually supporting every single thing that goes on when there's millions of things happening is something that I think we take for granted.
As for Athena, she is a member of the Junior ROTC and has a passion for acting. She says she's proud to be nominated.
You should never be scared or shy to express who you are.
The finalists will be selected this month, with the final 7 winners being chosen in March. Good luck to all of them. Well, if you live or work in downtown Orlando, there's a traffic alert you need to know about today. A stretch of Orange Avenue will close for the 12th annual Walk a Mile in Her Shoes event tonight. The event raises awareness about domestic violence in our community, and proceeds benefit the Harbor House of Central Florida. During the walk, men trade their shoes for women's shoes to literally walk in them, and it's meant to confront gender stereotypes. The walk itself will start at the Orange County Courthouse and end at Orlando City Hall. This is along one of the busiest spots in downtown. You can see here on the map, this stretch of Orange Avenue between Livingston and South Street is where the walk is happening, so be aware of that. Registration for the walk starts at 5 at the courthouse, and the walk itself gets underway at 6 tonight. Both men and women can participate, and it's not too late to sign up. All the details can be found on our website, WESH.com. Today marks 1 year until the Milano Cortina 2026 Winter Olympics. Italian ski resorts are getting ready to co-host the event, making the return of the games to a traditional European venue for the first time in 2 decades. In just 365 days, Milan will host the opening ceremony at the iconic San Siro Stadium. The closing ceremony will happen at the historic Verona Arena, a Roman amphitheater dating back to the 1st century. The Grand Canyon took millions of years to form, but new research suggests 2 Grand Canyon-sized valleys on the moon formed within just 10 minutes. Scientists say it happened about 3.8 billion years ago. The massive canyons are hidden on the far side of the moon near the lunar South Pole, where NASA's Artemis 3 mission aims to land humans late next year. That's where an as yet unidentified object slammed into the moon billions of years ago, creating those canyons. Wow. And SpaceX getting ready to launch its 3rd rocket of the week from our Space Coast. A Falcon 9 is set to send up a batch of Starlink internet satellites tomorrow from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. The 4-hour window opens at 1:50 p.m. in the afternoon. So hopefully a nice afternoon out there for that launch, and it's going to be warm, Cam.
The weather's actually looking perfect for tomorrow's launch. It's going to be sunny, dry, a 95% chance that it will be a go. And as you mentioned, it's going to be warm. We're talking about spring-like conditions for the latter half of the week into next week. That's why I'm showing you the 7-day off the top, just to show you and actually prepare you for this warmth, because we will be nearing record high temperatures, especially this upcoming weekend and for next week. And you can see it's going to be dry. We really don't have any great rain chances in the forecast. Monday, a slight chance for a sprinkle or 2, but I'm not expecting anything widespread at all. So you might be having to water those lawns at least the next couple of days because of the dry conditions. On top of that, you may want to leave your house a little extra early because of the fog. Once again, as we wake up on Friday morning, we'll be tracking some fog. Here's a look at our fog tracker. At times, that visibility could drop down to less than a half mile. We'll have to watch the trends for you, but just be mindful we could be looking at some foggy conditions again come tomorrow morning. Live look outside this afternoon. This is a beautiful shot of Port Canaveral. We got a ship there at the dock, and we are looking at beautiful sunshine. We're currently at 81 in New Smyrna Beach. Good afternoon, Titusville. You're at 79, 80 right now in St. Cloud, and currently 80 in Kissimmee and in Claremont. As we take a look at our satellite and radar, we're starting to see clouds popping up this afternoon with that moisture and that daytime heating. We're also noticing on our first warning radar not rain, but a couple of brush fires that are out this afternoon, including one in Sumter County. We got a couple here in Osceola County. It looks like we have another one in far eastern rural Orange County. So if you're seeing some hazy skies or smoky conditions in those particular areas, that will likely be the reason why. For your 12-hour forecast and for the afternoon is looking great. Spring-like warmth will top out at 84 later on today in the City Beautiful. Mostly sunny skies and pretty clear tonight. That will allow the temperatures to fall off into the low 60s once again. Areas north and west upper 50s. And then tomorrow, we are talking about very warm conditions, not quite hitting the records, but we could get near in Sanford and Leesburg tomorrow. And then as we head into the afternoon for our coastal locations, even Our beach spots tomorrow will be in the low 80s. Saturday and Sunday, very warm, highs in the mid 80s both of those days. And we are going to be under a ridge of high pressure. What that means is that it's going to be a roadblock to any cold fronts heading our way. So with that high pressure over us, actually slightly off to the east, it's going to keep showers at bay. We could see a slight chance for a shower Monday, possibly Tuesday, but nothing significant at all. And we've got a very quiet weather pattern. But with this quiet weather pattern, it will allow the heat to build. By Wednesday of next week, again, we will be nearing record high temperatures with highs in the mid to pushing upper 80s. Here's again a look at your Central Florida certified most accurate forecast. We go from a warm week to a hot week next week with really no rain in sight. Back to you, Nancy.
Super Bowl Sunday isn't just about football. It's also the ultimate showdown of creativity and strategy. We'll show you the time, money, and marketing it takes to make a Super Bowl commercial that leaves a lasting impression on millions of viewers.
Closed captioning is sponsored by the Flooring Center.
Some people watch the Super Bowl for the game while others watch for the commercials. Jen Sullivan shows us the marketing magic that goes into making a Super Bowl commercial. Well, before the Super Bowl, it's the Puppy Bowl. Local pups from Florida Little Dog Rescue in St. Cloud always take part. There are 3 contenders to look out for on Team Fluff, including Smush, the Pekingese. Next up, Kiki, the Chihuahua mix. Oh my goodness, she's just happy to be part of the team. Her weakness, she loves naps, so only time will tell if she stays up for the entire game. And finally, Alice, the Chihuahua mix. She comes off the bench shy, but she becomes a ball of energy on the field. The Puppy Bowl begins at 2 p.m. on Sunday. The Orlando Magic's 6-game road trip wraps up tonight in Denver. After losing 4 in a row on the road, they are celebrating a big win today after absolutely dominating the Kings last night in Sacramento. The Magic led the entire game, winning in double digits. Final score 130-111. The Magic take on the Nuggets tonight. They are back at the Kia Center Saturday night to play the Spurs. WESH 2 staying on top of several developing stories right now, including what led to the death of a 7-year-old drag racer after an accident at Orlando Speed World. And Chopper 2 just flew over a Claremont apartment complex where police are back on the scene after a deadly standoff that ended with a woman dead and the suspect taking his own life. We'll have an update on that investigation and all of your headlines of the day when we see you again this afternoon, starting at 4 o'clock.
Thank you for watching WESH 2 News. Stay connected to local live late-breaking coverage anytime, anywhere on WESH.com or on the WESH 2 app.